You came into the record shop at noon, while summer rain was tapping on the pane. You asked me where the love songs used to be, then brushed a silver raindrop from your sleeve. I led you past the shelves along the wall and tried to keep my voice both calm and clear. You thanked me with a smile that stayed behind long after you had disappeared, until that quiet afternoon. The name was only sound, then yours became the sweetest word my wandering heart had found. When my heart learned your name, the world grew softer at the edges. Every street I walked alone began to carry little messages. When my heart learned your name, the daylight lingered where you stood. I never knew a single word could make an ordinary moment feel so good. You found me by the fountain after school, with folded notes and flowers in your hand. You said the daisies came from near your house, then gave me one as though you had not planned. We watched the buses turning through the square, while sunset warmed the rooftops overhead. I kept the smallest petals in my book beside the lines I never dared to read. No one around us seemed to know what silence had revealed. Each time your voice came close to me, another hope became real. When my heart learned your name, the evening filled with hidden color. Every passing melody somehow began to sound a little warmer. When my heart learned your name, I found a reason not to rush. The hours between our meetings held the tender promise of first love. Years may fade the record sleeve and close that little store, yet I can hear the bell above the day you crossed the door. Of all the words I carried home and all I could not say, yours was the one my heart remembered when the others slipped away. When my heart learned your name, I understood why songs were written, not for grand and perfect endings, but for feelings softly hidden. When my heart learned your name, a quiet part of me began, and every time I hear it now, I meet that younger heart again. The windows open to a warmer breeze. The radio was playing down the hall. You waited underneath the maple trees, with sunlight scattered softly on the wall. I nearly missed the moment you looked up, while tying back the ribbon in your hair. You waved as though we had 1,000 times, and made me feel you hoped to find me there. The calendar still called it spring, the sky was pale and blue, but something in the air changed the moment I saw you. Summer started with you, before the roses filled the lane, before the evening stayed past 8, with sunlight followed rain. Summer started with you, with every shy and hopeful glance. The season found its way to me when you held out your hand. We bought 2 lemon sodas from the stand, and shared the shaded side of Market Street. You drew a little heart upon the sand, then brushed it out before our eyes could meet. A cotton cloud went drifting overhead. Your shoulder rested briefly next to mine. I wish the road would circle through the town and bring us back to that exact same time. No fireworks announced the day, no bells rang from above. The world grew brighter quietly before we called it love. Summer started with you, when every hour felt light and new. The sidewalks turned to golden roads, wherever we walk through. Summer started with you, inside a laugh I could not hide, a tender kind of happiness was growing by your side. Years may change the corner store and paint the old house doors, still I will hear your footsteps on those sunlit wooden floors. I will remember how the wind I find you waiting there. You left a note inside my borrowed book, a little joke beneath the final line. I read it twice while walking down the hall, then kept the folded page as though it mattered. We met on Saturdays beside the lake and watched the rowboats drifting from the pier. You always brought an extra cup of tea, as though you somehow knew that I would appear. We never spoke about tomorrow or asked what this might mean. Still, every quiet hour with you felt brighter than a dream. Before we called it love, you were the reason I came early, the face I searched for in a crowd, the voice that made me listen closely. Before we called it love, my heart was learning something new. Long before I found the courage, I was already falling for you. One evening, rain began without a sign. We hurried underneath the theater lights. You held your jacket over both our heads and laughed until the traffic passed us by. We shared a plate inside a corner cafe. Your fingers drew small circles on the glass. I wondered whether you could hear my thoughts. Each time your eyes remained with mine too long. No promise rested on our lips, no answer waited near, but every pause between our words made hidden feelings clear. Before we called it love, you turned the coldest days to summer. The smallest kindness stayed with me and made each ordinary moment warmer. Before we called it love, we stood so close without a plan, two hearts afraid to name the truth, yet slowly learning to understand. Perhaps we knew beneath the silence what neither dared confess. The long way home, the lingering wave, the wish for 1 minute less. Then underneath the station clock, you reached and touched my sleeve and asked if I might stay a while before you had to leave. Before we called it love, the whole world seemed to lean toward us. Every road became a place where something beautiful could find us. Before we called it love, you smiled and softly said my name. The word was never spoken then, both our hearts knew just the same. The afternoon was fading near the gate. You walked ahead, then slowed your pace. A passing breeze moved through the trees, and sunlight rested on your face. I thought our quiet talk was over then, that we would simply say goodbye. But halfway down the narrow road, you turned and met my waiting eyes. No promise crossed the distance, no hidden word was said. Still something warm and certain stayed with me instead. I knew by the way you looked back, you felt the same small spark, a tender pause between two hearts before the coming dark. I knew by the way you looked back and smiled without a sound. The road became a memory before we left the town. The corner shop was closing for the night. Its paper sign was turned around. You waited near the painted door while evening softened every sound. We spoke about the coming week, the weather and the train, but every simple sentence held a feeling we could not explain. The world kept moving past us, the street lights slowly shone, yet neither one was ready to make the walk alone. I knew by the way you looked back, your eyes had more to say. A little hope remained between us at the ending of the day. I knew by the way you looked back, as though you wished to stay, and every quiet step I took still carried you away. Perhaps first love is nothing more than one unfinished scene, a doorway, rain upon the glass, and all that might have been. Then just before the corner, you turned once more to see, and in that gentle second, you gave the truth to me. I knew by the way you looked back, the feeling had begun. No grand confession filled the air, no need to call it love. I knew by the way you looked back and waited in the light, that one small glance would follow me through every summer night. I saw you waiting by the corner store. The morning light was resting on your hair. You turned around as someone called your name, and suddenly I wished that I were there. I held my books a little closer then, pretending not to notice you nearby. But every step you took across the street left tiny constellations in my mind. I never knew a quiet moment could make the whole world move, until your eyes met mine and every ordinary color turned new. The day your smile found me, my heart forgot its careful ways. A simple hello followed me through every hour of that day. I could not name the feeling, but something tender had begun. The day your smile found me, I started walking toward the sun. You saved a chair beside the window seat and asked me how my weekend had gone. I answered far too quickly, then we laughed, while afternoon kept gently moving on. Your sleeve brushed lightly against my hand, a small mistake that neither one explained. I carried that brief touch the whole way home, like summer warmth still lingering after rain. I used to think that love arrived with thunder in the blue, but mine came softly through the door and quietly looked like you. The day your smile found me, the crowded room just slipped away. Your voice became the melody I wanted every night to play. I did not need a promise or stars to tell me what had changed. The day your smile found me, nothing familiar felt the same. Maybe first love is a secret the heart discovers on its own. A glance that lasts a second yet follows you all the way home. Maybe courage is just staying when every word feels hard to say. So I waited by that corner, hoping you would come my way. The day your smile found me, I learned how hope could feel so near. A quiet spark between us made the distant future clear. Even if seasons wander, I will remember how it seemed. The day your smile found me and gently opened every dream. The cinema lights were fading into blue. We walked beneath the awnings after rain. You spoke about the ending of the film. I watched the silver water on the lane. Your coat was open to the evening air. My fingers rested loosely by my side. We moved so close along the narrow street that neither one could keep the space between. A quiet moment gathered between the words we chose. The city carried on around us, but everything felt slow. brushed the edge of mine beside the garden gate. The evening we almost held hands, no promise had to start. That little space between our palms was already in my heart. We stopped beside a window full of books. The yellow lamp was glowing from within. You pointed to a title on the shelf, then smiled before I knew where to begin. A bus went by and stirred the fallen leaves. You stepped a little closer from the wind. I wondered whether you could hear the hope I tried so carefully to hold within. No music rose above us, no stars began to fall, just one unfinished gesture that somehow said it all. The evening we almost held hands, the streetlights turned to gold. A breath of courage came and went before the night grew cold. The evening we almost held hands, I carried home the scene, your shoulder near, your quiet smile, and all that might have been. Perhaps the sweetest feelings are those we barely show. A glance that stays a second, a step that moves too slow. And when we reached my doorway, you lingered by the stairs. Your hand moved close, then rested in the gentle evening air. The evening we almost held hands still lives inside my mind, a tender little memory no passing year could hide. The evening we almost held hands, first love was drawing near, not in a kiss or spoken vow, but in the way you stayed right there. You came into the record shop at noon, while summer rain was tapping on the pane. You asked me where the love songs used to be, then brushed a silver raindrop from your sleeve. I led you past the shelves along the wall and tried to keep my voice both calm and clear. You thanked me with a smile that stayed behind long after you had disappeared, until that quiet afternoon a name was only sound, then yours became the sweetest word my wandering heart had found. When my heart learned your name, the world grew softer at the edges. Every street I walked alone began to carry little messages. When my heart learned your name, the daylight lingered where you stood. I never knew a single word could make an ordinary moment feel so good. You found me by the fountain after school, with folded notes and flowers in your hand. You said the daisies came from near your house, then gave me one as though you had not planned. We watched the buses turning through the square, while sunset warmed the rooftops overhead. I kept the smallest petals in my book beside the lines I never dared to read. No one around us seemed to know what silence had revealed. Each time your voice came close to me, another hope became real. When my heart learned your name, the evening filled with hidden color. Every passing melody somehow began to sound a little warmer. When my heart learned your name, I found a reason not to rush. The hours between our meetings held the tender promise of first love. Years may fade the record sleeve and close that little store, yet I can hear the bell above the day you crossed the door. Of all the words I carried home and all I could not say, yours was the one my heart remembered when the others slipped away. When my heart learned your name, I understood why songs were written, not for grand and perfect endings, but for feelings softly hidden. When my heart learned your name, a quiet part of me began, and every time I hear it now, I meet that younger heart again. The windows open to a warmer breeze. The radio is playing down the hall. You waited underneath the maple trees, with sunlight scattered softly on the wall. I nearly missed the moment you looked up, while tying back the ribbon in your hair. You waved as though we had 1,000 times, and made me feel you hoped to find me there. The calendar still called it spring. The sky was pale and blue, but something in the air changed the moment I saw you. Summer started with you, before the roses filled the lane, before the evening stayed past 8, with sunlight followed rain. Summer started with you, with every shy and hopeful glance. The season found its way to me when you held out your hand. We bought 2 lemon sodas from the stand and shared the shaded side of Market Street. You drew a little heart upon the sand, then brushed it out before our eyes could meet. A cotton cloud went drifting overhead. Your shoulder rested briefly next to mine. I wish the road would circle through the town and bring us back to that exact same time. No fireworks announced the day, no bells rang from above. The world grew brighter quietly before we called it love. Summer started with you, when every hour felt light and new. The sidewalks turned to golden roads. Wherever we walk through, summer started with you. Inside a laugh I could not hide, a tender kind of happiness was growing by your side. Years may change the corner store and paint the old house doors, still I will hear your footsteps on those sunlit wooden floors. I will remember how the wind moves softly through the leaves, and how a single afternoon became a world to me. Summer started with you, before I understood its name. A quiet warmth entered my heart and never left the same. Summer started with you, with one sweet promise in the air. Whenever June returns to town, I find you waiting there. You left a note inside my borrowed book, a little joke beneath the final line. I read it twice while walking down the hall, then kept the folded page as though it mattered. We met on Saturdays beside the lake, the rowboats drifting from the pier. You always brought an extra cup of tea, as though you somehow knew that I would appear. We never spoke about tomorrow or asked what this might mean. Still every quiet hour with you felt brighter than a dream. Before we called it love, you were the reason I came early, the face I searched for in a crowd, the voice that made me listen closely. Before we called it love, my heart was learning something new. Long before I found the courage, I was already falling for you. One evening, rain began without a sign. We hurried underneath the theater lights. You held your jacket over both our heads and laughed until the traffic passed us by. We shared a plate inside a corner cafe. Your fingers drew small circles on the glass. I wondered whether you could hear my thoughts. Each time your eyes remained with mine too long. No promise rested on our lips, no answer waited near, but every pause between our words made hidden feelings clear. Before we called it love, you turned the coldest days to summer. The smallest kindness stayed with me and made each ordinary moment warmer. Before we called it love, we stood so close without a plan, two hearts afraid to name the truth, yet slowly learning to understand. Perhaps we knew beneath the silence what neither dared confess. The long way home, the lingering wave, the wish for 1 minute less. Then underneath the station clock, you reached and touched my sleeve and asked if I might stay a while before you had to leave. Before we called it love, the whole world seemed to lean toward us. Every road became a place where something beautiful could find us. Before we called it love, you smiled and softly said my name. The word was never spoken then, but both our hearts knew just the same. The afternoon was fading near the gate. You walked ahead, then slowed your pace. A passing breeze moved through the trees, and sunlight rested on your face. I thought our quiet talk was over then, that we we would simply say goodbye. But halfway down the narrow road, you turned and met my waiting eyes. No promise crossed the distance, no hidden word was said. Still something warm and certain stayed with me instead. I knew by the way you looked back, you felt the same small spark, a tender pause between two hearts before the coming dark. I knew by the way you looked back and smiled without a sound. The road became a memory before we left the town. The corner shop was closing for the night. Its paper sign was turned around. You waited near the painted door while evening softened every sound. We spoke about the coming week, the weather and the train, but every simple sentence held a feeling we could not explain. The world kept moving past us, the street lights slowly shone, yet neither one was ready to make the walk alone. I knew by the way you looked back, your eyes had more to say. A little hope remained between us at the ending of the day. I knew by the way you looked back, as though you wished to stay, and every quiet step I took still carried you away. Perhaps first love is nothing more than one unfinished scene, a doorway, rain upon the glass, and all that might have been. Then just before the corner, you turned once more to see, and in that gentle second, you gave the truth to me. I knew by the way you looked back, the feeling had begun. No grand confession filled the air, no need to call it love. I knew by the way you looked back and waited in the light, that one small glance would follow me through every summer night. I saw you waiting by the corner store. The morning light was resting on your hair. You turned around as someone called your name, and suddenly I wished that I were there. I held my books a little closer then, pretending not to notice you nearby. But every step you took across the street left tiny constellations in my mind. I never knew a quiet moment could make the whole world move, until your eyes met mine and every ordinary color turned new. The day your smile found me, my heart forgot its careful ways. A simple hello followed me through every hour of that day. I could not name the feeling, but something tender had begun. The day your smile found me, I started walking toward the sun. You saved a chair beside the window seat and asked me how my weekend had gone. I answered far too quickly, then we laughed, while afternoon kept gently moving on. Your sleeve brushed lightly against my hand, a small mistake that neither one explained. I carried that brief touch the whole way home, like summer warmth still lingering after rain. I used to think that love arrived with thunder in the blue, but mine came softly through the door and quietly looked like you. The day your smile found me, the crowded room just slipped away. Your voice became the melody I wanted every night to play. I did not need a promise or stars to tell me what had changed. The day your smile found me, nothing familiar felt the same. Maybe first love is a secret the heart discovers on its own. A glance that lasts a second yet follows you all the way home. Maybe courage is just staying when every word feels hard to say. So I waited by that corner, hoping you would come my way. The day your smile found me, I learned how hope could feel so near. A quiet spark between us made the distant future clear. Even if seasons wander, I will remember how it seemed. The day your smile found me and gently opened every dream. The cinema lights were fading into blue. We walked beneath the awnings after rain. You spoke about the ending of the film. I watched the silver water on the lane. Your coat was open to the evening air. My fingers rested loosely by my side. We moved so close along the narrow street that neither one could keep the space between. A quiet moment gathered between the words we chose. The city carried on around us, but everything felt slow. The evening we almost held hands. The whole night seemed to wait. Your fingers brushed the edge of mine beside the garden gate. The evening we almost held hands. No promise had to start. That little space between our palms was already in my heart. We stopped beside a window full of books. bottle on the shelf, then smiled before I knew where to begin. A bus went by and stirred the fallen leaves. You stepped a little closer from the wind. I wondered whether you could hear the hope I tried so carefully to hold within. No music rose above us, no stars began to fall, just one unfinished gesture that somehow said it all. The evening we almost held hands, the streetlights turned to gold. A breath of courage came and went before the night grew cold. The evening we almost held hands, I carried home the scene, your shoulder near, your quiet smile, and all that might have been. Perhaps the sweetest feelings are those we barely show, a glance that stays a second, a step that moves too slow. And when we reached my doorway, you lingered by the stairs. Your hand moved close, then rested in the gentle evening air. The evening we almost held hands still lives inside my mind, a tender little memory no passing year could hide. The evening we almost held hands, first love was drawing near, not in a kiss or spoken vow, but in the way you stayed right there.